4600, 50 pounds. Basically pure nitrogen urea. Costs $17.50 a bag. And that's where a lot of people fall down on their food plots. They don't fertilize. Once they get germination, they call that good enough. Yeah, when I go about applicating that dry fertilizer, you want to wear some eye protection, eye goggles. That stuff I've unfortunately learned the hard way. This dust mask is invaluable because once you get to cranking that on, that dust comes out and you inhale it. It's probably not all that good for you. Another thing, long sleeve shirt and long pants. And how many of you can still wear the same size waist pants and length that you did 50 years ago in high school? 32s. That says something about your lifestyle. You ain't sitting on the couch manifesting. You're working from 5 o'clock in the morning until sundown on most days. And like I said, not too many can have the same pant size they had when they were 18 years old. Anyhow, long pants, long sleeve shirt, eye goggles, some kind of respirator, face mask, and gloves. Because that stuff could burn the skin. Because you're cranking it on and you're walking right in it. So try to walk with the wind at your back. Right now the wind is blowing out of the south, so I'm going to go down to the edge and walk back this way. So I'm not walking in as I grind it out. I'll be putting it on with an earth waste spreader. Because you can't run a wheel spreader over that because it's an annual and you'll smash it down and then you just took out a lot of tonnage. Bad enough with your feet prints, but you try to walk discretionary. I elected to walk east and west. The wind's blowing that way. I won't have to have deadhead walking, because if I walked from the south, then I'd have to walk back to the south, then walk back to the north, then walk back to the south. But on the way back to the south, I couldn't be spreading. So this way, I can spread, and the wind will always be blowing it away from me. And on the back of these packages, on the seed, they recommend 100 to 200 pounds after 40 some days of growth per acre. So, you know, that's not a whole lot, but when you spread that out. But let's get the cranking the 4600 on. We'll broadcast over this where we had the beans and stuff at, because we got oats in there and the tall tine tubers. And right behind me, right this stretch right here, is the beets and greens. So we'll get the cranking the fertilizer on. The sun come back out. Really makes it miserable. Now you can really see the contrast with the sun out on that. The bright green is the tall tine tubers and the forage oats, where we cultivated up through there. And so we'll walk down there and give it a shot of urea. Well, here's why you buy forage oats. I want to show you something on this package. We're right here in southern Iowa, and it says September 1st through October 1st. So we're still within that planting date. So we're going to go up there and replant that secret spot area. with the forage oats. They'll germinate quick, because when I go up there I'll show you, it ain't nothing but dirt up there. As you can see, this is nothing but plain dirt up here. And we're right on the edge of a storm. I don't know if I'm going to get it done or not. But I'm going to try to scuff this up and get some forage oats planted in here. And the storm, I don't know. I got to put this camera down and get this rocking and rolling. All I got to do is get that dirt loosened up a little bit and get the seed on there. Well, we turned that food plot around in a hurry, and that pulverizer works miracles. I don't know, it rained somewhere. It didn't rain here, thank God. But we got forage oats in there. Okay. As you've seen on the package, it's good up to October 1st, planting time, and here in Southern Iowa, and we got it done, and you had to move. And it takes good equipment to do that. Because if you've got junk, you're going to be broke down trying to get something in a hurry done. So that's it from the non-typical Norwalkian. Well, here we are 24 hours later. A friend of mine, Jeff Dillon, asked me if I got any rain down here. And here's how much rain we got. Just a half-mile away, probably got a half inch or more. Up home, I know we got a substantial amount of rain. And that's the way it goes. I mean, it was like the storm was right here, and somehow it decided to circumvent this place. But we're going to make lemonade out of the lemons. Because what we did yesterday when we were in that race, we got the forage oats in here where the secret spot for some reason did not germinate. We got the forage oats in, we got them incorporated into the soil lightly, and now we're going to go in and redo this with alfalfa. That's what was in here. It was a little marginable, but I've got some areas that are in the shade that really did good. So we're going to go in here, and now that we've already got the forage oats, they're going to act as a nurse crop. And we had until the 15th, planting window was to the 15th of September, so it's the 19th. That's 4 days, give or take a day or two, and we're still, I think it'll still work. But anyhow, now all I have to do is broadcast the alpha rack on top of the ground, because the oats are buried. They will germinate real quick, and it should give the time. We still got October. We get a good October, some good rains in it. We can still make alpha rack for next spring. And So that's what we're going to do today after that maddening race of trying to get something in the ground, because it looked like the rain was at my doorstep. You know, another reason I really shun those expensive drills is because most of the time you can't get the drill in to these spots. You can't get the corners. I've tried that seeding residential houses, and you ended up having to broadcast it on with a bag anyway to get the nooks and crannies, because you couldn't get the Brilliant seeder or whatever in there. So we're going to get to cranking this on. Now what that'll do, that'll let the forage oats germinate. It's supposed to rain. It's supposed to rain here in a day, or today, this evening or whatever. That'll let the germination of the forage oats happen quick, and it's called a nurse crop, and it'll give time for the alpha rack to come on and keep the grazing pressure off of it while they consume the oats. And if nothing else, it'll turn into an excellent spot to be turkey hunting next spring. So, trying to make lemonade out of lemons.